got a camp on the North Fork of the John Day River. It's a really beautiful spot right here, believe it or not, just off the road. Got everything set up. Tents up. Had to put this side up on a couple big old rocks. Get the awning up because there's been showers all day. But man, look at this site. Look at the rocks over there. Gorgeous stretch of the river. Not too loud. It's like a crazy fishing spot right there, if it was fishing season, or if I had an inclination, neither of which is the case. On this little walk, a little trail here to the river. Skeeters? What do you think? Mosquitoes? Big old dragonfly right there. Swimming hole? If it was warm enough. Look at how deep that pool is. Even better swimming hole. Look at all the ferns and moss over there. That's the dark side of this valley anyway. It's like a rainforest.
Turn away. 'Cause all the dreams you never thought you'd lose, tossed along the way. Letters that you never meant to send, get lost or thrown away.
Well, I just got out of camp, crashed the drone a couple times. It's a cheap replacement and obstacle avoidance is nil. We'll make do. The incredible scenery is what I really wanted to show. I wanted you to see where I was camped last night. Just a little bit past the end of that valley. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous river. Never been up here before. Stopping at the roadside here because this is pretty spectacular. If you like geology, Well, those are columnar basalt and volcanic tuff. So the extrusive lava, extrusive igneous, both of them are extrusive, but one was a lava flow and one was a pyroclastic flow, very hot and solidified into rock. And it's kind of interesting because it solidified, must have been very soon after the eruption, because it's also forming kind of those semi-columnar formations. A lot of time you see tuff, it's just sort of an amorphous collection, like up there where it's kind of rounded. Down here, it would probably have been almost molten when it was deposited. And that's those columnar formations, like up there, are not really crystals. What they are is kind of like the hexagonal things you see in like a mud puddle or a dry lake bed. They're formed when it cools from the top down and forms those hexagonal patterns. These things are still calving off big old boulders. And this is kind of why I stopped. Really easy place to pick away at some tuff. You notice there are some, looks like there are some chunks in there. That indicates a pretty energetic explosion. Yeah, so this here is a clast piece of solidified rock. These are other pieces. You can see the layering of that. And then the rest of it looks a bit like sandstone, but it's this in particular is pretty loose, not very hard. Those guys are incorporated when the explosion happens. Very, very classic tuff. So there's big chunks of those solidified tuff here. And it looks like it was pushed up by a bulldozer from the road. And this stuff is much harder. This is the stuff I was saying is probably deposited when it was very hot. So it fused together to be very solid. But it still has these clasts in it, just like the softer stuff does. And then this stuff over here is more of the basalt. It'll be very hard, relatively speaking. Pretty interesting little roadside. Cool. Somebody has been clearing this of fall. It was marked on the map as a trail, not a road. So I thought I'd go up a ways. It was fairly sketchy, but meaning it was kind of overgrown and scratching on the top. I found a whole cache of bones that I'll bring back to her, including a skull. If they don't stink up the car too much. Whoop! This is one of those sketchy roads that isn't really that scary because the road itself is good. It's just kind of overgrown. And there's plenty of places to turn around. You just can't leave the camera outside. This is one of those gates that may not be openable. Or if it's openable, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. This is kind of a lever that you use to open and close it so you can make it really tight. Awesome. Some of these are so tight that you have to use a come along, which I have in the back, in order to put them back. You can get them open, but they must use some kind of lever operator like that. Anyway, this should be no problem. Looks pretty good, so I'm game for going. Well, after fighting with that gate, that was the end of the road. I can see why they put a nice sturdy gate up. Well, I'll see if I can get through that without killing myself. So this is one of those gates where I could open it by hand, but you need to use this lever thing. Fortunately, they left one. Whenever you're doing a barbed wire gate, you want to have gloves on. Also, you really should bring a come along of some kind, of strap come along or something, because these gates are impossible unless you're some kind of bodybuilder or something to get them closed. Even they need to use these levers that they built in. So let's hope I can do it without killing myself. Use your weight. Slip it over. That's how you do it. That area down there, where it's kind of clear in the valley on the right side, is where I was camped last night. Now we're up at the top of this pass, almost to the top, going through trees that are fairly young, so it's either an old burn or was logged. I'm going to try and make my way down the top of that valley on the south side, or on the north side rather. So I'm going down this road. I think it's a Forest Service road. There are some really incredible turnouts. So this is one of them.
Don't it make you sad to know that life is more than who we are? You grew up way too fast, and now there's nothing to believe. And reruns all become our history. A tired song keeps playing on a tired radio, and I won't tell no one your name.
So Gaia has this as a road, not a trail, but as you can see, this is the merest of trails. Some parts of it you can't really tell where the road is. So I'm not sure how much further it's going to go. It's not bad. And it's quite pleasant, so I'm not feeling a urgent need to turn around. There's a pretty sketchy road that leads to no road. There's a road on Gaia, and this is called a Forest Service Development Road, but I think what they mean is to be developed. That is a cattle path. We're having blackened fish tacos tonight. By we, I mean me. I carry around a special blend of Mexican spices. So you just sprinkle them on that and then sear it. Blacken it on either side and let it sit and finish. And meanwhile, I've got cilantro, avocado, and mango. After I make some tortillas, it should be a feast fit for a king. Today is going to be a little bit different, just pure exploration. There's a scenic byway outside of Ukiah, Oregon, and I'm driving down that probably all the way through Umatilla National Forest. And along the way, I'm going to take some side roads and see what I can see. It's a beautiful forest, mostly pine, sort of low rolling hills, lots of open spaces. So here's our first turnoff. We'll see where it goes. Just an example of some random road I went up. Looked like it had a little bit of a clearing and maybe a view, and it does. Oh, there's just a million roads out here. Looks like they're using them to clear out dead trees. Not sure really. Might be some cattle out here. It's looking out towards Ukiah. Should be a pretty exploration if nothing else. The Forest Service has other ideas here. I'm apparently not going to explore down that road. That happens a lot out here in national forests. I think they leave the roads so that they can be used for fire breaks or something, but they close them off, I don't know, because they don't want anyone else using them. So, plan B. So my plan, if you can call it a plan, is to go out to the edge of this ridge. It's supposed to be overlooking the North Fork of the John Day, where I've been for the other 2 days, and that should be a nice view spot, maybe a nice camp spot someday. Can't really see it very well, but that ridge in the distance is the other side of the John Day, that ridge out there. So if we can get to the edge, we'll look down into the John Day. And we'll see. Stay out. No trespassing. Well, it's mid-August. So I think this is safe to go down here. It looks like a really cute little meadow. And I see on the map that there's a creek flowing through it at some times of the year. So let's go take a look. Also, it overlooks a ravine. So I'm a sucker for a side trip. Let's go. Trying not to disturb any wildlife. willing my tires to be quiet. I'm at the top now, and a lot of this grassland, mid-August and it's still green up here. Must be getting a fair amount of rain. Mighty nice. This is supposed to be a good road on Gaia. Can't always trust them. I need to get over to the other ridge to get out to that view area. So it says please close afterwards. Just another one of those fences you got to go through. Looks like a fun road though. I've been aired up so far, but airing down now. Easy peasy. Lest there be any doubt where I'm headed. 11 miles. A bird. Gotta be some contented cows out there. So if you only want to eat steaks from contented cows, those would be them. Nice camp. I was taking a walk out of camp, and this caught my eye. Looks like somebody left some litter. But as you look closer, there's a rifle shell there. And a couple signs. It looks like a memorial. Papa Jim died in 2009. And Richard Dick Lynn died in 2013. Forever hunting, you will be missed. From the Budweiser camp. Bud Light. Oh no, a Keystone. Huh. And the base of this tree is just covered in deer shit everywhere. It's like they go out of their way to crap on Dick and Jim's memorial. I think they're trying to make a statement. What do you think? Probably not.
Breathing is the hardest thing to do. With all I said, all the step for you. You lied, goodbye. Leaving on a sudden train only yesterday. You lied, promises to what I seem to be only wash the time go by. All these things I said to you.
Well, it rained last night. I was cozy and warm up in the nest. Sure does clear out the air, though, doesn't it? I think we have clouds below us. I had the camp all picked up last night, except for one chair. And that chair right there has been bad. It's gotten itself wet. So it's taken a time out. Fortunately, there's another chair and it's all dry. I think it's time for coffee. Well, since it's my last day, I've got a double. If one is good, more is better. That's what my dad used to say. And in this case, I think he's right. Oh, double ah. We had one ray of sunshine there. Whole camp is set up, picked up. Had to wipe down the tent a little bit with a rag so it didn't get the bedding and stuff wet when it folds up. I'm hoping I can just open it up and air it out when I get home anyway. This is going to be a great travel day. There's going to be no dust. Didn't rain enough to make mud, so it's going to be a good travel day. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So, cheers. For me, these trips are about putting myself out there to experience or see things I wouldn't normally see. So, here's what I saw. Morning has broken. Like Cat Stevens said. There's the road. It's calling to me. It says, Get done packing, stupid. Move out. Can you hear it? That's one of those contented cows. That's Mama. She's safe. She's not meat. She's just friendly. Boy, but her sons, I worry for them. Looks like a layer cake out there. About 12 or 13 million years ago, the Columbia River flood basalts were flowing out of fissures in northeast Oregon all the way to the Cascades. And that's what created the Blue Mountains. Cool. I think that bears exploring and some other trip. This is my drive home. Pretty spectacular.